What do you think, Timber? Oh, look at that mess of crotchety wood. Wes is loving that. What are you doing, buddy? Timber! Hey! Yeah, you're not scared of anything, are you? Well, I gotta get some fuel. And it is cold. I'm gonna have to Google, it is, turn the master switch on here. Hey, look at the American flag. It is, or stiff. It is like 1 degree Fahrenheit, or 0 pretty much. I don't know what that is in Celsius. I'll Google it. Wait to start. Waiting. Blue. A little colder. Anytime it's cold, it chugs a little. Always cold when it's blowing steam like that when it starts up. Oh yeah, and I backed into the, see that tail light right there? I backed into the handle on my dumpster. Well, you can kind of hear things squeaking. I guess they're not really squeaking right now. I'm just, you can hear it a little bit. So, I think 1 degree Fahrenheit is just about, it's negative 18 Celsius. And as the sun comes up here, it'll drop a little more, so we'll probably be in the negative Fahrenheit. So we'll probably, for the first hour or so, as the sun comes up here this morning, will be negative 20 something Fahrenheit, not Fahrenheit, negative 20 something Celsius. For those of my YouTube friends that are in a country like Canada or somewhere else that uses a metric system. And I was just looking at my channel this morning, and it looks like I'm just 13 subscribers away from having 1,000 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. And then I'm still planning on trying to do a good little video of kind of how I got into the woods business and all that fun stuff. So thank you everybody that's subscribed lately. It's not super fast, but it's a slow trickle up. So anyways, I may be back, I may not. There's a little bit of the first part of this video from the beginning of the week with Timber running the buncher. Today's Wednesday. The batteries were a big help. It wasn't that cold Monday when I started it, but it definitely made a difference. If I was going to run it today, I definitely would have figured out how much of a difference it did make. Well, it is cold out here too, and the great thing about cold weather, I love, and running this one-handed kind of, is that this hardwood, when it's this cold, the limbs are really brittle and they kind of break off. It's really, it's good weather. I like processing in this type of weather. This cold weather too is kind of a sigh of relief for the mud too. It was getting pretty wet. Well, just finishing up for the day. Excavator's here, so I wanted to go see. Jeez, I wonder if Mark trucked here today. There's 2 loads of firewood there at least. 2 or 3 loads of hardwood pulp. Maybe he didn't come today. The excavators here, there's a corner down here that we needed to widen out, sort of a winter road. I'll show you right in a minute here. They widen this corner out so the truck can kind of pull out in there. I guess they... No. They made it so when he made... It's still a little narrow. We'll be able to make it work. I don't know who did it, but... we're just going to have to put some stuff in this ditch here. Right in here. But they made it, I know what they were doing. We can make that work. We'll put some wood in there. But they made it so that he can swing a little wide right where I showed you, and then right there the truck can pull out and swing a little wide right there. So there's really not much else you could do. There's a little culvert right here, and if they dug this corner up and filled all this in, it's gonna block the water. It'd be fine for the winter. Other than usually when you block water like that in the winter, it's gonna probably create some sort of little ice dam, and you'll have a big, like, say it like glacier there. Let's see, it's back up. Let's see if I get backed around here without backing into something. So maybe I can break the other tail light. See a little bit. It doesn't show up in the camera very well, but you can see pretty good in these. So yeah, that'll work. It'll be a little tight. We'll throw some wood in there. It's gonna be, of course, yeah, you always never can be perfect. We might even be able to throw some wood in there enough so you can swing over it with the truck, but we're gonna have to put some wood in that ditch. Trailer's gonna go in there, but we'll figure it out when we get to it. For those of you that don't work, let me turn it. For those of you who don't work in the northern hemisphere, I guess, or where it gets cold, this whole road I'm driving in and out of right now, you probably could truck out of here in the summertime when it was dry, but any wet time of the year, you're not going to be able to truck out of this road. You just can't do it unless it's like a good new gravel road that has a good base. It just won't hold a truck. You know, it might for a little bit, but if it gets wet and it's just, you got an 18-wheeler, weighing 110,000, it's just gonna roll the ground, and once it starts pushing rocks down and the road starts to settle to one side or the other, it just compounds, gets worse and worse. So, but this road run right here in that corner, up here in Maine and other places that get cold, for if you're in a part of the country that doesn't have this sort of weather, we really rely on, I don't know what the temperature is right now. It's 10-15 degrees, which isn't super cold, but that's cold enough where it'll start to freeze up some of that mud, and so we really rely on the winter weather so we can gain access to places that we otherwise couldn't, or it would have to be perfect dry weather. So we basically wait for this time of year where we can make things work that we couldn't make work in other times of the year. And that also goes for the ground too, where I started laying wood down there Monday. You probably could do that in the dead of summer when it's dry. Any other time of the year you couldn't, it'd be too wet. So so yeah, we really rely on cold temperatures and snow, you know, like if you rough a winter road in, we call it, you know, a lot of times it could be through slop and mud that you bury a machine in. And you get in there and rough that winter road in, and then freeze it down where you can get a truck on it. And the snow helps those trucking roads most of the time are really rough. Like that's a little rough in there too right now. It got rutted up a little bit. And so something like that, you rely on the snow to work it in and plow it. Eventually it gets smooth enough where you can you know, plow it with a pickup without ripping your plow off and stuff. So there's a lot of things like that that are you know, very important to the type of logging that we do. So I know I'm kind of paying attention to driving out this road here. There's a FedEx truck up here, but so there's a lot more to it than that. But at least for up here, that winter weather is super important. So anyways, I looked today, I may have already mentioned it. I think I picked up another 1 or 2 subscribers today, so we're only 10 or 12 away from 1,000. So I appreciate it, and like, subscribe, and comment. We'll catch you later.